風馳60分，車壇焦點。
好，繼續翻嚟風馳60分啦。咁啊，學神希，咁啊，上個星期咧，我就同即係你嘅師傅啦 ，Tyler 咧，咁啊出席咗呢個 Volkswagen Golf 7啊，佢哋嘅發佈會啊。咁啊，上個星期我咧輕輕講咗咧，就話喺現場咧見到咧，由第一代一路去到呢個全新嘅 Golf 7代。咁啊，除咗現場我哋見到靚車靚人之外咧，當然啦，佢哋嘅老闆即係嚟自呢個大眾汽車香港有限公司佢哋嘅董事總經理啦，即係岳斯坦Mr.Thorsten 同埋而家呢部Golf 7 Volkswagen 嘅汽車設計師咧 Stefan Wallburg。咁啊，我哋有機會咧，即係遇到佢哋真身嘅時候咧，當然唔可以錯過啦。咁啊，我同阿 Tyler 咧嗱聲咧捉咗個老闆即係董事總經理呢個岳斯坦先生傾偈。咁啊，當時咧我記得咧，即係喺大家言談甚歡啦，咁啊 Tyler 咧咁亦都即係好客氣，就話佢都係一直即係佢記得佢曾經都擁有過一部Golf 嘅2代咁亦都講到呢一部車咧嘅幾咁經典，咁啊亦都係從咧呢個即係一個汽車運動嘅熱愛者嘅角度，即係同呢個岳斯坦先生講，即係話究竟即係佢都知道啦，即係大眾汽車佢哋喺研發汽車嗰方面咧，其實好中意聽取呢個市場嘅意見啦。咁啊，當中裏面佢就話嗰陣時你除咗係話一啲叫 focus group 即係問咗一啲用家，佢哋究竟希望一部車即係一部 The One。如果你喺人生裏面擁有一部車得一部，你會點樣呢？你會希望個車有啲咩嘅即係功能呢？咁樣咁當然我哋都知道，即係福士佢哋一直以嚟呢，俾人感覺就係一部好可靠啦即係汽車上。但係奈何呢，就對於Tyler嚟講，佢就話喺呢個汽車熱愛者嘅角度，如果我哋喺 track 即係喺賽道上呢，有陣時都有一啲好重要嘅數據喎，即係點樣去攞個平衡呢？咁岳斯坦先生亦都係即係佢都好客氣啦，即係當中裏面都有講一講究竟佢點樣去睇車廠裏面一直以嚟佢哋即係遵從嗰個嘅哲學係乜嘢？咁我覺得都幾有趣呢一個訪問。
I'm a sports cars enthusiast, so the first question is about the GTI. When is it going to be launched?
As usual, we first launched the regular model, the Golf, and then with a time gap of, let's say, 6 to 9 months, the GTI would come. And so we can expect the GTI to be launched this year, definitely.
Can you give us a scoop on the engine spec of the car?
Well, it will come with a 2-liter engine, 220 horsepower, and it will have the best ratio of weight and performance ever, so much stronger than maybe on the Golf 1 or Golf 4. So horsepower versus weight, best ratio ever.
I must be very honest to you. My driving instructor is Dirk Scheusman at the Nürburgring, and he has very definite ideas about the VAG Group's engineering design of the power steering. I wonder how much Volkswagen or VAG Group put an emphasis on customers' input and how the customers' input would affect the design of the car and the outcome of the car as a result.
For us, we say for us it's really important that we also have input of customers. When we design cars, for example, we always have closed door events where we ask customers, potential customers, for feedback on the design. For example, we call this clinics. Very, very important to have initial feedback.
I've heard about that.
And so this is very crucial. So we test and we listen. Otherwise, you would not test. If you would not listen, there's also a risk that you fail. And in this industry, there have been examples where the manufacturer didn't test, didn't listen, and the car failed.
I really understand that is the main reason why Volkswagen and the other VAG subsidiary groups have been so successful in your car sales, in that you are asking average people off the street who are going to be using your car as daily drivers to test and to give you your best comments on how they would like the daily driver to behave. Now, but as a sports enthusiast, there are certain things I like to see in a very good car. First is steering feel. With the modern electric assisted steering, we can see that there's a decrease in the steering feel for obvious reasons. Maybe it is to tame the torque steer.
Yeah, and it makes
and also makes the car less nervous for an average person to drive. But is it possible to reprogram steering feel according to the needs of the customers?
Steering behavior, I'm not sure. What can be done, like for the next generation GTI, you could have what we call a performance package that gives you more horsepower and different brakes, for example. So you can have the regular GTI and then the very sporty racy package. This will be on offer as well. On the steering, I don't believe, because we still have to balance the very sport enthusiast like you and the mainstream consumer who occasionally, maybe even never, goes on a racetrack with a sporty car. This the balance we have to find, and this is a compromise. And the compromise for you in this case is not satisfactory, I understand. But
I think it's a very good car. It's a very good car.
But I think on the GTI, check out the sporty package then.
I will, certainly I will. Next question is, well, they're not very important because you have already answered just a while ago about the customer niche and profile of your potential buyers, which I think is going to be more extended than before because of the size of the car and also tending towards more passenger room.
Yes.
Well, I really wish you the best of luck and also the best of sales in the years to come.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I'm
you
really looking forward to see one of my favorite cars continue to grow and prosper.
It will, I'm sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good.
咁我哋都聽到啦，即係阿莫斯林先生，即係同阿 Tyler 都講得好開心啦。我亦都記得事後咧，即係莫斯林嚇，即係 Mr.Thorsten， 咁啊佢都嗱聲就話同即係公關嘅代表啊，或者marketing 啊、市場企劃嘅代表話，喂，一定要嗱聲幫阿 Tyler 大哥安排呢個試車咁樣。咁所以其實咧，我哋剛啱都試咗啦。咁啊，但係你知 Tyler 啦，要求好高噶嘛，係嘛？即係佢話。既然有部 hot hatch 喺度，咁啊，梗係要攞多幾部咧。
攞多幾部
啊！你都記得啦，佢之前都有講過，即係話呢個近期佢睇到一啲某啲嘅媒體啊，就攞部 Golf 7咧拍咗路 Mini Cooper 去比較，咁佢就話可能如果真係俾我揀咧，我就揾另外一部去比拼下啦。
係就係 Mini Cooper，你至少都 S，
至少都 S，
又或者其他。咁
佢當然佢就話，不如攞部 Clio 2出嚟啦，咁樣啊，呢個係私火嚟嘅喎。係啊，咁啊，當然大家要留意住我哋呢個風馳60分啦。咁啊，另一方面咧，其實咧，除咗我哋同呢個岳斯談啊，即係呢個老闆級人馬傾偈之外咧，亦都難得咧同佢哋嘅汽車設計師啊，即係遠道而嚟到香港啊，當中裏面其中一位嘅朋友，咁啊同佢傾偈，咁我覺得咧都係好難得嘅呢一位嘅汽車設計師咧，呢位哥哥咧 Stefan Wallburg。
Why is there no built-in aperture just underneath the front bumper on the cooling grille that we can fit our brake air ducts easily? That is why I asked Mr. Jaede, I mean, how important are our customers' comments and how it will reflect on the final design of the car, because in Mark 1 and Mark 2 we find it very easy to fit because there are driving lights that we can just take out and then fit onto it. And we will have thought that because of the sporty tradition or DNA of the car, there may be minor conveniences for us enthusiasts to do the same modification.
Okay, it's a good question, but I have to say that I didn't realize this problem so far.
Well, you've heard it from Hong Kong.
Yeah, from Hong Kong. It's quite interesting, yeah, but I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean. I was also...
Give you more time to think. Can I just bring back the history? Can you remember the first Golf GTI was built by a group of enthusiast engineers in Wallburg over the weekend, and then when they finished, then they presented to the management. Yeah? Can you remember that? It was not a factory project. It was a private project of the engineers. And then until they finished, they dare not to present it to the management.
Okay, you're quite good informed.
I'm an old person anyway. So please keep that in mind. I really like the new line of the Golf. It has a very nice flow concept, and it cleans out the contour of the previous Golf. But can I just ask another question, not to embarrass you with the first, is I start to believe that all the hatch classes seems to have nearly identical proportions from the Focus ST, from Ford Focus, from the obviously the Mazda 3 because it's a Ford derivative, and then there is the Megane, the Renault Megane. They all seems to have now a slightly slimmer profile. Yes. Now I wonder, do you car designers come together in the beginning with a syndicate and decide on what is the future trend of your design, and then you all work separately but under the same idea?
Luckily, we have the same intention. Maybe it's based in the
mind. Do you
mind.
All come from the same school to start with the same influence from the same in lecturers or professors?
I have to say yes and no. You have to imagine there are not so much schools for a car design. So most of the car designers that came from, in the past it was some sorry, it's like this. They came from the same school, and they made practicals in the industry, in a lot of car industries, and experienced designer, they give you the information, the experience what you need to have as a young designer. And one of this big intention what you get from this experienced designer is try to make a car looking flat. We won't try to make cars looking high, because in some perspectives it looks ugly.
Yeah.
So it's an intention for us to reduce the height of a car, especially like in the Golf. We especially use the shoulder line in the lower way to bring the volume of the car down. But on the other hand, we should keep a mass of comfort for the passengers, and this combination is the difficult step we have to do. So I think it's a wish from every designer to make the car as low as possible. But we have to keep this border, not to lose the comfort for the passengers.
What do you see is the next generation's hatchback design is going towards a different direction, or is it a continuation of this low body design?
I think this proportion will stay in a derivative anyway, because it's functional. You have a lot of space in a short dimension of the car, so it's like in the new Golf, a kind of golden cut. You have a space and you have nice proportions caused by MQB and a sporty silhouette. For sure, there will be some different solutions for breaking this classic hatchback design, but basically I think it will go on like this. We have all the time, we will have a car, or every company should have a car like this.
I suddenly remember the other one car that I left out is Korean, is Hyundai. Hyundai has a Veloster, which is also in the hatchback class. And I've heard that it's also designed by one of your VAG previous designer. Do you know about that?
I just know it about Kia, but Hyundai?
Because for the past 3 years, the design of Korean cars suddenly changes towards very Germanic.
Yes, that's.
And I've heard that they have employed VAG designers because of that.
I don't know the special example in Hyundai, but I know it from Kia.
Kia, yes, definitely. Looks like an Audi now.
I won't take an argument of this.
I like VAG cars. I mean, I must confess that at the moment in my family, we have 4 VAG cars. 4. Yeah. 2 a Passat, okay, and then 2 A4s, and I have a Cayenne Turbo. I like the design very much. I like Germanic design. I think it's very well furnished. But in the presentation, you didn't say anything about the seats, which I was very surprised.
There was no. The reason maybe was I forgot to speak about the seats because I was a little bit nervous.
Sorry, I've been teaching for too long in the university. I do pick up little things. So tell me something about the seat.
Yeah, the seats are more sporty than the currently ones or the last ones. And what is special is that they are more formed to the body. So
It's very important.
it's very important that the quality and the ergonomy of the seat grows up. You can see the detailing like this. I don't know the word for it, where the pieces are come together.
Stitching.
The knot,
Stitching.
the stitching is really well done, and it feels really comfortable if you sit in this car, especially in combination with the better driving condition. Did you drive?
No, not yet, but we will.
It feels
definitely.
It feels very well, and in this combination, the seats they really make sense. To have a better body.
For an old man like myself, we have to be very careful about low back pain nowadays. We're not as young as before, Well, thank you very much indeed. It's
You're welcome.
been great to talk to you. It's a great pleasure to know someone who has a hand in designing most of the new Golf. It's really a pleasure to know you.
I can give the same back. Thank you very much.
咁啊，佢呢，我覺得我思疑啊，佢應該係80後嗰批嚟嘅。
咦，咁後生啊？
點解我會知道呢？就因為呢，大家可能而家都會聽到呢個訪問呢，就係阿 Tyler 衰嘅，即係我唔係投訴佢，但係佢考佢歷史喎。
哎呀，
佢就話Mr. Wallburg， 你知唔知道其實喺你哋即係呢個 Golf 呢曾經出現呢個 GTI 係點嚟嘅呢？咁樣，咁啊呢位哥哥呢就。佢都好謙虛，咁佢話我真係冇聽過呢個 story 喎，呢個故事喎。咁於是乎 Tyler 又再一顯去，即係好我哋話成日有個汽車字典啊嘛。係啊，佢又好似如數家珍咁講，當年呢，其實有一班工程師，咁佢哋咧就秘密咁樣咧就唔係喺廠裏面啦，喺外面去研發點樣去做呢部 GTI， 做完出嚟都唔敢俾老闆知道喎。跟住老闆見到嘅時候，哇！
咁正嘅，哇！
咁正嘅，咁咪梗係要出啦，咁樣。咁我呢位哥哥話：原來係咁嘅，咁樣，
真係考起佢啦，
真係考起佢啦。咁啊，當然啦，我哋即係大家話考完之後咧，都會講下譬如喺車身雙方面啊，尤其是佢，我好記得即係 Mr. Wallburg 佢都有講到就話喺呢一部7代嘅時候咧，其實喺裏面咧有好多。過往由第1代去到第6代，佢哋嘅 DNA 咧放咗喺7代嗰度嘅。咁Tyler 就心水好清，就即刻話：我好想講下鬼面罩或者喺個頭冚個位置咧。其實咧我見到你係咁樣嘅精心安排，但係咧又係我從一個汽車熱愛者嘅角度咧，譬如果咧喺嗰度裝咗一條即係吹風入去，咁嗰個位咧其實咧就又唔係咁就嘅喎。咁你又點睇咧？咁呢位哥哥咧亦都係咧好謙虛咁講，佢話呢樣嘢又真係得你。又睇到喎，咁耐都未接觸過呢個問題，但係我都要翻去同老闆傾一傾。
睇嚟呢個就係Golf 8代嘅改良地方喎。
係啊，咁啊跟住再傾落去嘅時候咧，咁Tyler 都好識做啦。不如我唔好考你，唔好留難你啦。不如我問下你喺呢一代，其實頭先喺嗰個即係 presentation 裏面，你都講漏咗啲嘢喎。譬如講一講呢一張凳咧，跟住Mr. Wallburg 即刻醒晒神係，你留意到啊？咁開始大家講張凳。係啊。
凳上面又點呢？
咁當然佢就話喺嗰個做工方面啦，幾咁精心啦無論手工又或者所有嘅人體力學方面，呢張凳咧係做得好好嘅。咁當然試車嘅時候，大家聽一聽我哋嘅報告，睇下 Tyler 又滿唔滿意呢個全新嘅 Golf GT 即係呢一張凳坐落去舒唔舒服？
當然學你話齋啦，即係呢部 Golf 嘅7代試就試咗噶啦，幾時面世呢？咁可以點呢？係。咁都係要黐住我哋風馳60分鐘仲使講嘅。
車壇焦點。